Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of our Icenia Rises campaign. I am Ben the Bold, you are you, and let us go ahead and get started on our blitz to take Gaul. Today, I know we have a lot of aggressive expansion, and that's not exactly ticking down very slowly. Gonna go ahead and unpause the game here. That's not exactly ticking down slowly, but it is ticking down somewhat, so I actually think I'm going to go ahead, and it might be a bit reckless, but I think I have the armies that can... Ooh. Alright, well, I take it back. I was about to declare war. I was literally just seconds away from declaring war, but looks like the slaves of Cadulinum have other ideas. Well, they want war for themselves. There is going to be a slave revolt. Let's find out where that is, shall we? Cadulinum. Okay, so I'm going to guess it's right up here. They're not going to be able to take that fortress. We're going to move that army of 10,000 horse archers in, and this is not going to end well for them at all. I'm going to go ahead and start moving a bunch of my troops towards the border with both the Carnutians as well as the Adians. Aduans? I don't know, man. This game has names that are hard to pronounce. And I'm going to go ahead and, well, let's look first. Let's check out the food supply situation. You have low food, but you're gaining a lot of food per month. And let's check out the invention situation. Army movement speed up by 10%. Let's go ahead and do that. Make my armies just a little bit faster. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and declare war. Still making plenty of money per month. Declare war. Take Sinonia. I do think this is going to be a hard fought fight because, well, we're not only at war with these blue people, but we are at war with both the Aduanians as well as the Arvenians. There might actually be another nation we're at war with. Let's actually just check out the diplomatic map mode. There you can see it. These are the countries we're at war with. That looks to be the province we are taking. What is this? Yeah, so in Swinonia. So this is the province we're trying to take. We'll get it. We'll get it. Not too concerned. Let's go ahead and move our troops in. I think the Carnutians have the most soldiers. They have 77 cohorts. That is a pretty strong little army that they got there, but it's nothing compared to the huge weight of the Iceni forces. We'll go ahead and start to move them in. Plus, we just have so many men in the bank, whereas they only have a manpower of 71 left. They have a large reserve of funds, though, which they can use to hire some mercenaries. So we'll have to watch out for that. Let's move you straight in. Check out your tactics situation. I actually think you might be better with bottleneck. Trade with the Romans for a second. If this war goes according to plan, we should have a nice sized border with Rome very soon. It appears like they are willing to fight in the snow. I'm going to wait for them to be movement locked and then move my other 15,000 men in. There they are. The slave revolt has been defeated. I'm going to show leniency. Now let's get these horse archers into a more useful area of our country. As well as all of you. We did go to war a little early. We weren't necessarily mobilized for it, but you know what? I'm not that worried about these guys just yet. Of course, I have said that before and ate my words. But as long as they don't hire a bunch of mercenaries, we're going to be in a really good shape, I believe. Because, well, they just don't have the manpower to hold with us. We're going to win another fight. Oh, unfortunately that was over here, though. Let's go ahead, break this army into two. Now we've won again here. They're going to move 15,000 men in against us. Okay, yeah, we are just stack wiping all these armies left and right. Going to have this 25,000 men hopefully take on these 11,000. In the meantime, we're getting a ton of trade offers. You have automatic trade acceptance. I guess maybe because it's food. Actually, I really like that if the food offers are not included in the automatic trade acceptance. Speaking of, I do have an unused trade route. I also might want to think about building some aqueducts when I get the chance. I think I'm going to go with this with hemp. That's going to give me local slave output. Each surplus gives me a local slave output plus 2%, but because I don't have any, if I just went ahead and took it, I would get local slave output up by 10%, and then each after that is up by 2%. Let's go ahead and take the hemp. Or would precious metals? No. Yeah, let's go with hemp. We'll do it from just another one of our territories. Somewhere in the vast nation of Albion that spans all the way from Ireland to Ukraine. And soon we'll expand southward into Gaul as well. Feeling good about these fights so far. Let's check out their manpower situation. Okay, yeah, so just a second ago they had 77 cohorts, now they have 17. So I don't know if it's because of stack wipes or what, but we have definitely done a number on their country. And we have fortunately done this very, very quickly. We also are at war with Turonia, so we'll look to take their territory. I don't even think they have a fort. Yeah, so they don't even have a fort, so we could potentially knock them out of this war very early. Those 25,000 men are just going to absolutely smash that army. I love the weather effects on the map. It looks like we have quite the blizzard happening here. Meanwhile, I do think we're going to barely win this. I'm going to go ahead and move these 15,000 troops southward, those 17,000. I don't think those 12,000 are going to get there in time, but I'm going to move in these 18,000 men just in case. We did indeed win that. We lost 15,000 men in this fight, though. They lost 14,000. We can recoup those losses a lot better than they can. I'm going to have to leave both of these armies here to take this fort, because this fort is the keystone to all of their defenses. My armies are just going to keep on marching in. Let's go ahead and move these 8,000 men into London, form up with these 12,000 men, and then we will move this army southward as well. Also, I might go ahead and just move these 18,000 men into the Thunderdome that is Gaul itself. Let's go ahead and just take them into Briga. We're going to take another victory. We can knock the Turonians, the Turonians out of the war quick. All the better for it. It appears that they're putting as much as they can into retaking or relieving these two sieges, although with more armies closing in, I don't think they're going to be able to. They do have some strong armies here. Let's not discount them. They are by no means weak. The Turonians should be done. They can't recruit any more soldiers. I believe we've pretty much wiped their armies as well. We're in good shape. We're in good shape. And it looks like they are actually forced to retreat. I don't know where they're going, but I actually don't see a single enemy army out there right now. And while I am losing some manpower, it's actually not so bad that I'm particularly worried. in the long run. Let's go ahead and move these 12,000 men, see if we can take that fortress. Move up these armies to reinforce. Okay, did we just take that on a -7 siege tick? How about that? Maybe it was +7. I could have swore it was -7 siege tick. Let's move these horse archers down south. They are, after all, very, very strong. Yeah, they only have 11 cohorts left. Oh, man. They were a once proud and very strong army that we have just crushed. Looks like... No, those are the Turonians. Alright, so let's have you deal with them. Are they black flagged? Yeah, alright, they're black flagged. Not worried about them. We'll have that army of 18,000 men move southward. We're going to take another fortress, and I think, hopefully, the floodgates have opened, which are going to allow... I'm just going to go ahead and... I don't want to pay all that gold. Ooh. Don't want you to lose 20 loyalty either. Don't want to lose 4,000... I think this is actually my best bet, losing 4,000 manpower. I do have a lot of manpower. Hopefully with this siege of that fortress, the floodgates have opened and we're going to be able to push southward into their territory with impunity. Let's take these 10,000 men. They are MVPs on the battlefield, so let's bring them into where they are actually going to fight. We're going to have a big fight here, although it doesn't necessarily seem to be anything our soldiers can't handle. Indeed, we actually are even going to capture their general. What a victory. The one downside about the relative speed of this war, the idol of Conde Redunum in the... I'm just going to back out of that so we don't have their fighting noises. Here's an interesting event. In the years since, our people located the Great Rock of the Heavens. Uh-oh, I have to sneeze. Hold on. Okay, it actually seems to have passed. In the years since our people located the Great Rock of the Heavens, the local administration of Condate Redonum have created a shrine about the stone. The rock itself was carved into an imposing idol and provides our people with comfort and respite in trying times. Our state of war, however, has convinced our chiefest advisors that the security of this divine messenger is at risk, and they advise us to relocate the shrine to Venta, regardless of the huge effort and cost. Our military command even believe it will act as a figurehead in this bitter conflict. Okay, so basically, for those of you who may not have seen the precursor to this event, in one of the episodes in the past, we found a big rock, like a really big rock. And now we apparently want to move this big rock to our capital. So we could lose 10,000 men, gain 4 war exhaustion, but also gain 20 stability. You know what? I kind of want it to be in the capital. I don't think it'll give us any kind of unique bonuses. And I know that I'm losing manpower a little bit faster than I would like, but I just kind of want to move this big rock to the capital. Plus, that really helps the stability. Do I get any kind of bonus for the big rock? Urban development, center of civilization, state infrastructure. No, so I don't think I get anything necessarily for the big rock. But, I've got a big rock. I like it. It's a symbol of our country. How can I not take it back to Venta? Venta is the most civilized place on Earth at this point. I think those armies were coming to maybe try to relieve this siege. Now that we don't have to worry about that, I'm going to move these 22,000 men to deal with the Turonians, who were trying to retake their land, which is a valiant effort, a valiant thing for them to do, but alas, it is not something that we will allow. Going to continue to move south. I think, aside from this fort, there's only one more fortress that they're... Well, two more fortresses that their country, or that their entire alliance web owns. We fabricated a new claim. Oh yeah, I forgot. We were fabricating a bunch of, and I mean a bunch of claims. Because we are going to try to make a blitz to take most, if not all, of Gaul. We don't have too much time left in this playthrough. We are starting to get up there in the number of years we've been through. But I'm pretty happy with how this campaign has gone so far. I mean, take a look. We started as just the Iceni tribe. We didn't even own the entire province of Icenia. And now look at us. We are the great, the wonderful, the glorious Empire of Albion, and we own basically from the Irish coastline to the western Irish coast, almost to the coast of the Black Sea. All of this is under our control. We are probably the dominant power in Europe right now. I'm not even afraid of Rome or Carthage at this point. So I'm feeling pretty good indeed. I'm just going to keep pushing my armies southwards. No harm in keeping the pressure up. Oops, missed this fight. I think we're still actually going to win it, though. Let's see what the morale looks like. Do not select you. Okay, we've beaten one of those phantom armies. Actually, I think we're going to lose this. We don't have the men. I don't believe they're going to be able to hold until these 17,000 men relieve them. It's going to be close. Yeah, I just don't think they're fast enough. Let's move some horse archers over into the grind as well. Oh, we just lost. Just lost. They ended up taking more casualties than we did, though, so I'm not necessarily upset about it. We're going to move our 17,000 troops in. We have a huge tactics advantage with that hit and run. And then we are going to move our 10,000 horse archers that direction. Let's go ahead and move these 18,000 men that direction as well. We are victorious. Our horse archers are now actually just going to snake back and forth across the countryside. Never mind. Let's bring them in once again. Oh, this is going to be an easy victory. Easy. What, you call that a fight? That's not a fight. I guess I should go ahead and get a new religious advance or researcher. We've won another siege. I believe that's up here. Alright, so this land is now firmly under our control. Let's move our armies to take the last two blue people provinces, the Carnutians provinces. And let's just keep moving south. A full-scale invasion of the Arvenian territory is underway. We're gonna definitely win it. We have 99 war score. So I think it actually serves me to go ahead and peace out now, just because I need to start letting that aggressive expansion tick down a little faster. It's going to tick down faster if I'm not at war, because there's no inherent decay when we are the aggressors in war. So let's go ahead, because I don't want to get too much aggressive expansion. Let's just grab what we can, which admittedly is going to be quite a bit. So we cannot go above 50. And in fact, going up to 43 is probably pretty detrimental in its own right. But I think I'm still going to do it. Yep, I'm going to take all of the Carnutian land 43 aggressive expansion is a lot. Yeah, that is a lot. So let's go ahead. Unfortunately, I know I was going to kind of blitz for Gaul, but I'm going to have to take at least a moment to sit and rest on my laurels, retreat my armies. Let's get them places where they won't take a bunch of attrition, which, in fact, we're not necessarily as worried about that anymore because, well, we've been undergoing quite the resource project, I guess I'm going to call it, in an attempt to civilize our country. Giving more civilization to some of these barbarian lands has proved very, very beneficial because it has increased the supply limit in all of these areas. Maybe not necessarily there. Let's take you here. Alright, is that all my armies going back towards somewhere where they won't take attrition? Yes. Perfect. So we did lose about 40,000 manpower in that war, although 10,000 of that was me moving a rock, and 4,000 of that was me not being able to afford the money to fix a granary. Yeah, I had some weird events that caused me to lose 14,000 manpower in that last war. But, so really, we lost about 30,000 in the war. Of course, we were able to regain that pretty quick. In fact, we should be ticking up into the green momentarily. We're going to have to let the aggressive expansion decay. Now, it's going to decay at basically 0.3 per month, so that's actually going to fall pretty quickly. Let's see. I think I'm just going to go very well. Gain some popularity is fine. Some territory gets a temple. I'm okay with that. While I'm letting the aggressive expansion decay, let's go ahead and decide what we want to do with the newly conquered land, both here in the Cantaria, as well as we never really did decide what we were going to do with the most recent conquests over kind of nearer to this river. So let's check that out. Go ahead and wait and go ahead and trade some livestock away. I don't necessarily know if I like the local autonomy. I think I'm going to go with cultural assimilation. Let's look at our culture map mode real quick. You can see Icenia is becoming one of the dominant cultures. It is by far the dominant culture in Britain, as well as, you know, Scotland and Ireland. But it's becoming one of the dominant cultures actually in mainland Europe as well. And that's quite good indeed. Looks like we have some barbarians. I'm not super worried about them. Looks like this army is going to deal. They have to siege down these forts. In fact, let's take a look at the barbarian map mode. Yeah, these barbarians, I'm surprised that they're actually still have as high of a spawn rate as they do, because, well, they have a province with a civilization of 50 right next to them. Let's look. Any interesting inventions I can get? No, nothing necessarily pops out at me, so I'm going to actually pass on the inventions for now. Alright, now I think I've moved all my armies so that they won't be taking as harsh of attrition, except for you, of course. Let's move you to there. Nope, move you to here. Nope, move you to here. In fact, this army, actually, I might have build some more roads. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have you stop here. Let's put you on road builder. And I actually am going to have you build roads through this province these provinces that I just conquered, because roads help a little bit with like civilization value and such. And I definitely need to raise the civilization value in these territories. Looks like we won that fight with those barbarians. Let's check out. Right now I have bleed them dry as my governor policy in these two provinces. I definitely want to change that. or sorry, this province and this province. I definitely want to change that. I think cultural assimilation is going to be best in both of those areas. Let's just get more Iceni pops. It also may not necessarily be a bad idea to try to civilize these territories a little bit faster. Of course, I am running that omen that increases monthly civilization power by 0.14. Looks like I have some disloyal provinces. That can be kind of difficult to work with. They're actually losing difficulty pretty quick, and it's because they're unhappy. So what can I do to make them happier? I could give them some local autonomy. That helps a little bit, but not a ton. So the Emperor could lose. With this event red-handed, several nights ago, Totia Sinana was discovered helping herself to a sizable quantity of gold from the National Treasury. How dare she? Rude. This is clearly a serious crime, however, there is something to be said for sweeping affairs like this under the rug. No, this is a serious crime. And I'm going to have her flogged for it. It's going to give me some popularity as well. I'm not saying that's why I did it, but it certainly didn't hurt. Unfortunately, we have some starving pops in Venta. Oh, it's because we need more aqueducts. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's just going to be a thing. I guess I could move some of them, for instance, to... Well, you need another aqueduct as well. I also think I'm going to let my political influence tick up so that I can found a metropolis in Branodunum as well as in Venta. And then this province would actually have 2 metropolises in it. I know I could move some, like, slaves out of the city of Venta itself, but... I don't know. I'm not necessarily trying to play this in the most efficient way. I'm just trying to have a good time. And, you know, build the nation of Albion up into something super powerful. And I believe I have done both of those things. I have had a good time. This has been a fun playthrough. So again, I'm just letting that aggressive expansion tick down. Slowly but surely. We are ticking down the aggressive expansion. I think I might try to go to war with Rome fairly soon. Or actually, I'll probably try to just kind of play cleanup a little bit more. Take care of some of these Gaulish nations. I definitely am ready to be the sole ruler of all of this territory. Oh my gosh. It's just beautiful to have just such clean borders, and my borders have been pretty ugly for quite some time. It's my fault. I decided I was going to do this colonization blitz, and I mean, look where it got me. In fact, I could keep colonizing. I promise I won't do too many of these, but and in fact I can't, because you apparently have some holdings that I can't move some slaves from, so that's alright. Still have several disloyal provinces. I could move you to local autonomy as well. I don't know how much that's going to help. I'm just going to let them be disloyal. As long as, you know, a huge portion of the country isn't disloyal, I won't suffer from ill effects. Although a lot of these territories are losing loyalty, so I might need to deal with that. And I have a feeling it's because, well, the tribesmen are unhappy being so civilized. So I might switch to, like, some social mobility. Might have to build some cities first. Social mobility actually doesn't really do me any good unless I have some citizens and freemen that they can promote into, or some slaves, I guess. A question of competence. Uh-oh. After weeks of nervous looks and smirks at court, the whispers circling the palace have finally reached the ears of the Emperor. It seems that someone has been spreading rumors and spinning yarns of his unequaled profligacy and unfitness for the throne. The damage has been done. Now all look to how the Emperor will deal with the situation. Well, we're going to lose some popularity, or we're going to lose a negative trait. So let's see what happens. I don't have any idea. Unfortunately, our Emperor does not have any children. And she's 35, so she may not give us any children. That's a shame. The poor man, all he wanted in life was to pass on his dynasty. He may not get his chance. His palace feels slightly empty without the little pitter-patter of small feet. Of children, that is. And poor Lictarius, he gazes out the window at the vast sprawling metropolis of Venta, but, well, he just feels like there's something missing. And it's not just the rest of his facial hair. He wants kids, he does. But unfortunately, they may never come. We'll just have to see. It'd be great if we started getting notifications about babies crying in the hallways of the Grand Palace at Venta. Oop. Don't want to have you taking any attrition. Let's just move you up here. Ooh, those horse archers actually should just go there. We've already lost 8 aggressive expansion. Of course, the less aggressive expansion we have, the slower it ticks down. So currently it's ticking down at 0.25 per month. If that were to stay constant, we would lose, what, 1 aggressive expansion every 4 months. So every year we would lose 3 aggressive expansion. Of course, it doesn't stay constant, but probably when we get back down to like 15 or 20, we will look to go to war again. I'm thinking it might be finally time to take on this network of alliances. That would, if we were able to let the aggressive expansion tick down a little bit farther, we could pretty much end all of Gaulish resistance in all of these like barbarian resistance in northern Gaul, which would be quite fantastic. So do what really grinds my gears, the fact that I missed this province in colonizing. So let's go ahead and rectify that situation. Can I move some Iceni pops here? No. So instead, I'm going to have to find where I have a bunch of Iceni pops. Alright. Maybe I can actually move them here. I need to move a bunch of Iceni slaves. Look, there's 3 of them here. 1, 2, 3. Any more Iceni slaves? And I think still doesn't let me colonize. So how many pops are here? There's 13. Oh, because the dominant religion is not Druidic. Whoops. So I need both Druidic and Iceni pops. Okay, so let's look at religion. Alright, so I need to be pushing Iceni pops from this direction. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, well, would you look at how many I have there? come on. Those holdings, man. The holdings getting in the way of my colonizing. Yeah, that just put a complete kibosh to my my colonizing run. Oh well. We'll get it eventually. So we could lose 10 popularity, gain 5 loyalty among one of our governors. I'm actually going to do that. Is civilization change still the best way to go? If you had something that would tick down aggressive expansion, that would be great. Tribesman happiness. I'm actually think I'm going to do this because right now I'm suffering from some tribesman happiness problems because I have so many tribesmen out here. I mean, there are just so many. They're fairly civilized, so I'm not necessarily worried about civilizing them even more. And the fact that they are so civilized is actually hurting my province loyalty, and I might start seeing huge rebellions if I'm not careful. So I'm going to go with tribesman happiness for a little while. Anything I can get to increase happiness? It might also be good if I change it up to like some cultural assimilation. Let's get more Iceni druidic pops in there in particular. Let's go ahead and turn Brandunum into a metropolis. Can I not do that? Oh, so I can only have metropolises in province capitals. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Can I do it here? Oh, you're so close. What if I just moved 2 pops towards you? Now you have 80 people. Oh, it's not the capital of that province? Well, let's make Londinium the capital. It's going to cost me 25 political influence, which means I'm not going to be able to build it into a metropolis just yet, but we'll get there. Let's hire you. I like that. Still have some disloyal provinces. It's going to be okay. And we unfortunately have some barbarians at our gates. Ooh, and they're going to come right in for us. We are going to actually be outnumbered by these barbarians. I still think we're going to be able to take them. Let's briefly look at just whether we have any inventions that we're interested in. Maybe the monthly tyranny down. We haven't had any tech advancements in a while, though, and I keep going back to this. Ooh, province loyalty. What am I doing? I'm suffering from province loyalty ill effects of low province loyalty. Well, let's get the province loyalty up by 0.05 then. Any other inventions that I might want to get? Maybe the enact law cost? I'm going to go ahead and get it, and I'm actually going to go and look at my laws, because it's been a minute since I did that. Looks like a war has been averted somewhere. I think I actually like this nobility admission law, so that could be useful. What else? What else? King of Kings. No, I think I'd rather have the subject opinion of us. Religious conversion or cultural dissemination. Okay, let's look at this. Pop assimilation speed, but governor loyalty down by 0.05. Or pop conversion speed, but general loyalty down by 0.05. Alright, so these are useful. Which one do I want, though? Honestly, I think for now, cultural dissemination is the way to go. Unfortunately, that does cause there to be a minor stability drop, but we're okay. We are almost ready to get another military tradition. I'm actually going to keep the episode going until we get that military tradition. And then, unfortunately, I will probably have to step aside. We do defeat those barbarians. And looks like we're going to just chase them out of our territory, as we should. Let's see. Who needs a new commander? Okay, so our fleet needs a new commander. I'm not super worried about the fleet. Let's just put someone kind of loyal in charge. You work. And, of course, we will defeat those nasty barbarians. That wasn't that difficult. And we need a governor. How about you? You're loyal. And now you're losing loyalty. So, alright, so we might need to take a law that helps us out a little bit with governor loyalty. Let's check the law situation out. Pause it real quick. Monthly governor loyalty up by 0.05. Monthly governor loyalty down. Alright, so we might take the monthly governor loyalty up here. It's going to get us better commerce, income, and governor loyalty, although it hurts our general loyalty. Man, all these trade-offs. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Non-interference edict. It's going to make us a ton more money. I'm not worried about money, but I am going to do it anyway. Alright, so we can get another military tradition. Let's think about what we want to get. Light infantry cost. I'm not necessarily hurting for money. And I'm kind of trying to move away from building as much light infantry as I had earlier in the campaign. So manpower recovery speed is fine, but I'm already getting almost 2,000 pops. Archer offense could be useful. Alright, I think I'm actually going to go with Strike from Afar, Archer offense, up by 15%. I tend to run with a lot of archers, and as I promised, that unfortunately is going to have to do it for the day. We did fight a pretty successful war. It's a I feel like we have learned how to fight these barbarians. It is a far cry from our first forays into Germania, where our troops just were slaughtered by the thousands. I believe, are doing a better job at containing some of the barbarian threat as well. We have civilized a huge portion of the continent, and we are trying to push our way of life down southward and move the Iceni people into Gaul, especially into more of this druidic land. I mean, there's no reason for us not to have all of this druidic land, right? That is unfortunately going to have to do it for me for the day. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, hit up that like button. Hey, hit up that subscribe button while you're at it, and I will see you on the next one.